Search programs have gotten really specific over the years. They've gotten better and better at figuring out exactly what we want. However, it's sometimes really overwhelming to figure out what exactly to put in that search bar. The better a search you can do, the better results you'll get. So I'll show you how to effectively search today on Tuesday Tech Training. Hello and welcome to today's Tuesday Tech Training. My name is Jennifer Stewart. I'm the owner of Gateway Productivity and I'm a tech and productivity trainer. Today I want to show you how to effectively search. And this is no matter what search program you're using online. We'll talk about a few of the different options that are out there. We'll use Google today because I know a lot of you are familiar with using Google. And we'll just talk about what are some of the things that you can do to make your searches better. Like anything you do, the better the information you're putting in, the better the information you'll get out. It's the same with searches. If you know exactly how to do a search and the best way to do it, the better information you'll get and the better results you'll have. We'll start with a basic search that most of us do every day. And that might be something that you're needing help figuring out how to do. So in this case, I need to create a table of contents in Word. So I want some instructions on that. So I'm going to do this in sentence form and be as specific as possible. So how do I create a table? And I'm going to stop there because what you see here, when you see these little magnifying glasses in Google, that means that these are things that have been searched before, and Google is constantly helping you along to see if you are searching something other people have searched. And if so, then there's probably some good results out there for it. Here you can see the one that I want popped up to the top. So we'll click on that. And what you get to the top is usually an ad. It will say ads next to it. In this case, it does not have an ad, but it groups your search results together. Here's things that people also ask in case you didn't quite get the answer you were looking for. It groups the videos together. And then if you scroll down, then you can get to the results of your actual search. And you always want to be careful when you're searching to make sure that these are legitimate websites. And usually you can tell by just checking, does it have HTTPS? That means it's a little safer. You can also check, does this look like a legitimate website that you would go to? Be aware of that as you do your searches. And Google's pretty good about not giving you anything dangerous on their search results. Now let's do a search for a recipe. Let's say I want to do a crock pot chicken recipe. And here I don't even get through the word chicken and it already guesses what I'm going to put in there. And Google's very good about that. Now, if we click on this, this may be all over the map. It's not even close to what you're wanting. You don't have these ingredients available. So maybe you want to make this more specific. And this is always the best thing to do. When you are searching, make it as specific as possible from the beginning. And so in this case, we're going to put crockpot chicken recipes with onions and potatoes. And you can see here, the reason we're only seeing the word potatoes is it knows the rest of this you want to keep, but then it's going to finish the word potatoes for me. So I'll click on that and it automatically searches the entire thing. Now this starts to get down to exactly the ingredients I have and exactly what I want. And I can choose from here what to open up and look at. The key tip here is the more specific you can get, the better your results will be. Now let's talk about a situation where maybe you have an exact phrase that you need to find, whether it's a quote and you don't remember who said it, or it might be an error code that you're getting on your computer and you want to see if you can find out more information about it. You can copy that error code text from whatever's popping up on your computer, and then you can plug it in here. And what I recommend is using the quotes. So let's do a test of this. I'm going to copy an error code, and you'll have a real one if you're doing this, but I have a fake one. So before I put my error code in and paste it, I'm going to do quotes, then I'll paste, and you can do your Control V, which there's a whole nother video about the different shortcuts, or you can do right click and paste, and then we'll put quotes on the other side. And you can see it's not really finding mine because this is a fake error code. But when you plug yours in, you should see results right away that match your error code. We put this in quotes because the search engine is going to look for that exact phrase altogether. Whereas if we put individual words, it will look for the word error, the word code, and the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you'll get a ton of results that won't really match if you don't use those quotes around the phrase, or in this case, the whole error code. Let's try this again with a common saying and see what we get. Okay, and in this case, I'm not even going to worry about finishing this and putting the quotes on the other side because it already sees what I want. When I click on that, I can find out lots of things about this, and most likely at the top is where did this come from? And you can see what's the origin of the phrase is the very first one. And you can learn all kinds of things about that common phrase. One tip as you're going through and looking at the results, if you want to keep your search results on its own page, you can either hold down the Control key and click on the result to open a new tab, or you can right click on the link and say open link in a new tab. And that way it keeps your search results here, and then our other options are on the other tabs. Lastly, I'll show you a few different places that you can do searches. There are tons of them out there, but I'm just going to highlight a few. First, of course, we talked about Google, and we used Google today. If you want to know more information about how Google does its searching, you can click on this link here. It'll bring you to this page, and you can read and see different information about how the searches work for Google. Bing is one that is run by Microsoft, and you can go to bing.com to get to that one. And then some people don't like having the ads that pop up, especially with Google. That's often what will pop up to the top when you first do your search. If you don't want to have that and you don't want to have your information tracked as far as what searches you've done, then you can use DuckDuckGo. That is one of many that's out there that has that possibility. And you can again go to DuckDuckGo.com to get to that. And you can see the little information here about not being tracked, which a lot of people don't like about Google. So those are a few different options of places that you can search. Again, there are multiples out there. I find personally that Google tends to get me better results as to what I'm asking, but once you get used to another search engine, it may do just as well for you. Our takeaways from today are be very specific when you're doing searches. And if you're going to use Google, try to use whatever it is giving you as an example of what's been searched in the past, because that will give you even better results if it fits with what you need. If not, keep typing what you want. Put exact phrases in quotes, and that way it searches that exact phrase altogether instead of each individual word. And then you have multiple search options available. Most people are familiar with Google, but you also have Bing. You have things like DuckDuckGo that will not track your information, and lots of different options. Think about what you want your search engine to do for you before you decide which one to use. And these search tips can also help you when you're searching on your computer. They work anywhere. Have you had a light bulb moment from this training? If so, please let me know in the comments below. You can also put questions down there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can also give the video a thumbs up, or you can share it with someone who you think could benefit from the information. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the red button below. Once you do that, you'll see a bell icon. If you click on that, it will give you notifications each time a new video is posted. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.